Welcome back. September is Kids Be Healthy Month here at Dierbergs. That's our initiative to help kids get healthy through proper nutrition. In honor of the occasion, we have a very special guest with us, Leslie Holliday. You may recognize her name. She is the wife of homer-hitting left fielder Matt Holliday with our own St. Louis Cardinals. Leslie, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, I know with a pro athlete at home and 3 small kids, good nutrition is obviously important in the Holliday home.
Yes, it is.
But you also do so much good work, you and Matt, through your Homers for Health program. Tell me more about that.
You know what, Matt and I are really proud of the Homers for Health program. The premise of the program is every time a Cardinal player hits a home run, we have an opportunity to raise money for the Cardinal Glennon families. So your pledge can be as little as 25 cents per home run, or you can get crazy and do something big.
Okay. Well, the way they're heading this year, hopefully, you'll be able to bring in a lot of money for a great cause.
Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, terrific. Now, we know good nutrition starts at home, and that's easy with a delicious recipe like this. This is Leslie's Good Morning Parfait. So let's get started. I know the homemade applesauce is really the star of this.
Absolutely. It's very simple to make, but it's really nutritious.
All right.
First thing we're going to do, we're going to add 3 cups of peeled and chopped apples.
Okay. Any variety, or do you have a favorite?
You know what? It's just kind of up to you. We like to use Granny Smith or Honeycrisp apples when they're in season. I get excited when that happens.
Definitely.
We have about a cup of blueberries.
Okay.
We're going to leave a little extra, too, for garnish later.
Pretty it up.
Yeah.
The nice thing about both of these, too, is that you can also choose an organic variety to work with.
Absolutely. That's what we do at our house. We love organic products. And this is a 1/4 cup of apple juice.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a quick stir. Then you're going to add some brown sugar. It's 3 or 4 tablespoons, just whatever your preference is.
Okay.
After you try the recipe a couple times, you can adjust it.
Yeah, the variety will definitely change, but I like that you can control the amount of sugar by making this yourself.
What you're going to do is you're just going to kind of keep an eye on it and let this boil.
Okay.
And we're going to wait until all these ingredients get tender before I tell you what's next.
Okay, I'm waiting. Okay.
Now the apples and the blueberries are tender enough that we can start our next step.
Okay.
So at home, I don't have one of these.
We're going high-tech on you.
Yes, you're going high-tech on me. I usually use a fork because our family likes the consistency to be a little thicker,
chunkier?
a little chunkier. But here, I'm going to use this fancy blender, and we're going to puree it. Okay, I think we're ready.
Looks good.
What we're going to do now is we're going to add a squeeze of lemon
Okay.
and some cinnamon.
Boy, so easy to make, and I love that you can control all the elements. Now, we actually made some of the applesauce beforehand because it needs to be well chilled before you continue on. I've got some of that here. This would be a terrific treat as it is, but it really makes this parfait.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to build this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Do some yogurt first.
I'm using Greek yogurt. I love it.
Yes, we love Greek yogurt. The protein content is higher than regular yogurt, and there's not as much sugar.
That's right.
Which is nice.
Now, it also has a very distinct flavor, a little bit tangier than regular yogurt. You can kind of experiment. It's very different from label to label. If you're just starting out with Greek yogurt, you might want to try the Dannon Oikos. It just is a little sweeter and a little milder in flavor. Once you're used to that, you can kind of graduate up to the Chobani or the brown cow.
Okay, we're going to add some granola.
Okay.
And this is our favorite brand of granola.
I saw that. Now, this is the Udi's,
Yeah.
which is really flavorful. I like that as well. You can also choose your own favorite yogurt, but I know you said to be really careful with the label.
Yeah, you do. You just need to pay attention to what you're buying and make sure that the sugar content isn't out of control.
Right.
Because it kind of defeats the
Yeah.
purpose of all of this. And the other good thing about this for the kids and for breakfast is they can make it themselves. It's not going to be as pretty.
Well, this is a lovely parfait.
It is lovely.
I can tell you've done this before.
I have done this before.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to just add a little garnish because I'm on this show.
And we like our fancy garnish.
And this is looking
I love
fancy.
it. You've made yourself at home.
I have.
That's great. So, great beginnings. Now let's talk great endings.
Okay.
We have a cookie recipe that we'd like to show you. You don't always think of cookies as being health food necessarily, but I love your approach that you can take regular food and just tweak it to make it a little healthier.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get started with our apple and oat cookies. You'll find this recipe on the website so you can follow along there. We've already creamed together the sugar along with the fat, added the eggs and the vanilla. Until that step, it's just a regular cookie, but that's where you can really change things up. Okay? I'm going to get the flour ready for you.
Okay.
Now in this case, we're using a whole grain white flour. When people hear that terminology, it sounds kind of funny to think whole grain white. This actually is the whole grain. When you pick up all-purpose flour, it's usually from what's called red wheat. Not going to go too sciencey on you, but red wheat then is cleaned away from all of the extra fiber and it's processed. With this, they use white wheat, so they can use the whole grain, whole bran fiber, everything. It's just that much more nutritious. I'll give you that. Anytime you're substituting whole grain, you generally want to work in gradually, about 25%. This recipe, we were able to use the whole amount and it worked out really well. Perfect. Okay, you ready for the oats?
Absolutely.
Okay, and now again, a choice to make. You can use quick cooking oats or you can use the old-fashioned. Which do you generally?
I generally use the old-fashioned oats. There's a little more fiber in there, and it also makes the cookie look prettier.
You are about fancy-looking food.
I'm telling you what.
All right, I'm going to get our last thing to put in here. We've got all of our add-ins. These are loaded cookies.
Okay.
Looks good.
I'm ready.
All right, what next?
I think we should add some chocolate chips.
Definitely will help any recipe.
It sure will. And these are little minis, so it's a little bit deceiving.
Yeah. Every bite gets a little bit of chocolate.
Yes.
That's a good ratio.
It is. We're going to add some chopped apples.
Fall is here. This is the season.
No. And some dried cranberries.
Yum. Now, I've also made this with dried blueberries.
Yeah.
And it was really yummy as well.
I bet. Dried cherries are a favorite at the holiday house, so
Very yummy.
may have to mix that in too.
There is a lot going on in this cookie. It is so yummy with all of the add-ins. To make it a little easier to bake, go ahead and chill the dough beforehand. That's just my tip. I always think it bakes up a little bit easier and doesn't spread so much. Now, as a surprise, I actually made some of these a little bit earlier so you could sample all of your efforts. Cookie?
Great. Yes.
What do you think?
It's great.
Not bad, huh?
Oh, good job.
Kids are going to like it. Kind of a cross between chocolate chip and an oatmeal cookie, but with all those add-ins, delicious.
Really good. Thanks.
Now, be sure to check out the website. We've got the recipe for the apple and oat cookie there. You'll also want to look for all of the great activities that we have in store for September Kids Be Healthy Month. Leslie, thanks so much for being with us and sharing your great recipes and also for all the great work that you and Matt do for Cardinal Glennon.
Thank you. I've had a great time.
Good. We'll have to get you back in the kitchen.
I know.
We'll get Matt busy too, right?
Bring my husband.
Okay. Now we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, you'll want to stay tuned for some delicious apple recipes for fall. So stay tuned.